Hello, my name is Aprille Walker from the Yoga Ranger Studio, and today's practice we're going to focus on the heart. As we approach the holiday season and any time of year, sometimes we need a little bit more heart opening to feel a little bit more open toward all the things that are going on around us. I know that sometimes family gatherings can be challenging at best. And to feel that sense of compassion and connectedness with the world and a sense of deep gratitude. So think of this sort of as a gratitude practice for your body. You're going to need a couple of props here today. If you like to have a blanket underneath, you can have a blanket underneath. It's not absolutely necessary, so that's optional. But you will need one blanket rolled up or a beach towel rolled up. And we're going to roll up the short way. So there are two ways to roll these blankets. The long way and the short way. We're going to go with the short way. It's going to make you a little bit taller stack. So in focusing on the heart and gratitude, we're going to focus on the heart, lung, and pericardium meridians. I have a longer practice online of 65 minutes for this, but this is a little bit shorter version. So we're going to take that blanket or beach towel rolled up. We're going to kind of tuck it right to the lower back. You can cross the legs or take them out straight. We're going to take the arms out to the side. So not very often in our day do we have this opening where we open the chest this way. And you'll see me in a lot of practices opening it the long ways, but this is another nice way to feel supported and start. If you have to inch down a little bit so that your head stays on the blanket, go ahead and do that. Start to settle into your practice, settle into your breath. Feel the support of the blanket down the center of your spine. And because your chest is lifted in this position, you'll find your breath is easier. So begin to expand that breath out, starting with your three-part breath. Breathe into the belly first. Center of the chest, collarbones, exhale, collarbones, chest, belly. And think about your lungs as expanding out to the sides and into the blanket. So out to the back as well. Smooth out the breath. Extend that exhale a little bit longer than your inhale, helping soften your body, soften your mind. So if you're newer to Yin Yoga, a couple of things to keep in mind. We hold these poses for quite a bit longer than a normal practice. We focus more on our breath. I don't talk as much. I allow you the space to experience Yin Yoga for yourself in your own quiet way. You want to take yourself to 2/3 of your maximum posture. And then kind of hang out there and notice the sensations without muscle engagement. So we're working with connective tissue, bones, joints, ligaments. So releasing the muscle. If you crossed your legs, cross them the opposite way for the last 1.5 minutes we have here. Start to take your legs out straight if they are not already straight. Take a nice deep inhale, fill your lungs all the way up, sip in a little bit more air, and exhale everything out. Bend your knees, bring your feet flat. You're going to gently roll yourself over to the right. The floor is much further away than you thought. Press up, and we're going to change that position to the traditional fish posture. So turning it the opposite way. Take your shoulder blades up and over that. I like to have my shoulder blades just hovering above the floor, but if that's not your happy place, you can move them down a little bit further. Here we are going to take our legs out straight. You can take the arms up in a goalpost position as long as the forearms are fully supported on the floor. You want to feel supported and grounded, not hanging out in space. So the heart, lung, and pericardium meridians run along the inside, outside, and top seam of your arms and into your chest. Here comes Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Just 4 more deep breaths here. Go ahead and bend your knees, bring your feet flat. You're going to let your arms come over first and then your knees to roll over to your right side. Press yourself all the way up. You can take that blanket off to the side. We won't need it for a little while here. We're going to take heart melting pose. So keeping your hips over your knees and shifting the hips back just a little bit further, start to come into sort of a cow tilt. Walk your hands out. We're going to go wide angle on the arms. Drop your forehead or chin down to the floor. I like to kind of let my body stretch there. Feel gravity taking you down a little bit closer, and also feel sort of the stretch on the side body, the lower back. You can start to walk your hands out a little bit further. We're taking a very wide type format versus tight over the shoulders. Start to lift through the core, walk the hands back up. Go on to hands and knees. Just take some cat-cows here, arching and rounding the back, tucking the belly down. Maybe 5 at your own breath pace. I think Lucy's favorite time of year is winter, when I wear long sleeve shirts so she can climb in them and hang out there. Okay, take those knees wide, come into a wide knees child's pose. So take as much space as you need here. We're going to do a little kind of added on here thing here. We're going to take those arms and we're going to crisscross them for twisted ropes. So you're going to take that left in front of right, palms face up, rest your forehead on the floor. If the floor is too far away, you can take that blanket and put it back underneath your forehead. So here we can walk those hands out a little bit further than we normally would if we were face down. Belly down. Gently lift your head out, start to walk your hands back into the center. Bring those knees together, take the hands around behind you, interlace the fingers and roll the shoulders back. We're going to come into the other side. So taking that right hand in front, knees wide. Rest your forehead wherever you can, walk those hands out, palms up. Start to lift your head back up and walk those hands back in. Bring those knees closer together. Once again, take those hands around, interlace them the opposite way you did last time. Pull those shoulders back, lift the chest. And go ahead and come up onto your knees. Now, if you need extra padding, we're going to take just a 1-minute camel pose here. If you need extra padding underneath your knees, you can take that blanket underneath the knees. We're not going to come all the way back into this pose because we're going to hold it for a minute. So you're going to take your hands, kind of cross them behind your lower back, give yourself a little bit of a sort of back support. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, start to shift back a little. And you can either drop your head back further or keep it in line with your chest. Don't forget to breathe here. On your next inhale, bring your chin to your chest first. Start to come all the way back up. Use your hands to sort of tilt back and go ahead and sit back on your heels. Take a couple of breaths here. Allow your shoulders to soften down toward the floor. So in our next pose, go ahead and come down onto your side. I'm going to offer you a couple of options here for this pose. You can take your hand underneath your head, or you can take the arm out to the side. Lucy's blocking my version of that, so that's not going to be an option for me. Take that left foot out in front of you. Reach around, grab hold of that right foot, however you can. Pull it back behind you. Now, I like to start to rest all the way down and rotate that shoulder over. But if this is not for you, you can always choose otherwise. You can always use that blanket as a little prop for your foot. This is cat pulling its tail. You can start to turn and rotate that head over the shoulder, that left shoulder down behind you, or just keep it in line with the other shoulder. If you find over time that gravity helps you take that right foot further down toward the floor and that shoulder of the left side further down, go ahead and go there. If not, stay where you're at and where it feels okay for you to remain. Start to release that foot. Roll yourself over onto your back. Take a couple of breaths here on your back, feeling everything, all the sensations, shoulder, chest, thigh. And go ahead and take your second side. So if you liked that blanket propping your foot up, you can always grab it and take it over there. That actually felt pretty good for me. Start up here, take that left foot back, grab it however you can. And if you can't grab the foot, that's okay. Just go ahead and reach for it. That's enough. If after time you find you can rotate over, start to release that bottom foot. Roll yourself over onto your back. Take those legs out straight, arms out to the side. Take a few breaths here. And you're ready for our next pose. So we're going to take the right heel over to the right, left heel on top of it. If that doesn't feel good for you, you can always keep them side by side. Take the upper body, move it a little bit over to the right as well. Take that left arm up and over. Right arm reaches up, grabs hold of that left wrist, and pulls banana pose, bananasana. So try to think about releasing the tension so that left heel pulls away from you. The right hand pulls away. You feel a big stretch down the side body on the left side. Come back to your breath. Breathe into that left side body, filling the left lungs up as much as you can. And then empty them all the way out. Cultivating that sense of gratitude and compassion for your body first, for yourself first. Taking these breaths to really focus on your body and your mind, the sensations or the thoughts that run through. Maybe bring yourself to a thought of an act of kindness that someone did for you somewhere along in your life. Something simple, but that really changed your day, changed your attitude during that day. And feel your heart lift to the thought of this memory. Feel it open, feel yourself smile. One more deep inhale and exhale. And start to release that hand first. Always take the hands down by the hips. Start to move the upper body back to center. Unwind that left leg. Take the legs out wide and relax. Notice how the left side feels compared to the right. Maybe you feel a sense of energy running up and down the left side of the body from that deep stretch. And then we're going to switch sides. Walk those heels over to the left. Go ahead and walk across that right leg over if that felt good for you before. Remember that the sides are different, so you may not do the exact same thing on two sides. Move your shoulders over. Right arm goes up and over, left arm grabs hold of that wrist and pulls. You don't have to have the arms up overhead if that's really something that doesn't feel good for you. You can just rest that arm. This is a good time to check in with left and right side of the body and feel the differences between them. Here again, breathing into that right lung really deeply, filling it up and emptying it all the way out. Feeling the stretch out through that right heel and through the right fingertips. Feeling yourself soften. Start to release that right wrist. Take the arms down by the hips. Move your upper body back to center. Unwind that left leg. Take the heels out to the corners of the mat. Turn the toes out, relax. Settle into Savasana. If you want more shoulder opening, you can take your hands up overhead and interlace the fingers. But if you feel fine here with your arms out to the side, go ahead and stay here. Notice that feeling of compassion, an uplifted open heart continuing to spread throughout your body. Feel the opening in the body and think of that as the opening in the mind and the heart as well. Feeling a deep sense of gratitude for all the things that you have in your life, no matter what they are, positive or negative. Deepen your breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and slowly bring the bottoms of the feet flat to the floor. When you're ready, go ahead and roll over to your right side. Take a few moments to pause on your right side. And then when you're ready, press yourself up into whatever seated position you like best. Taking your hands to your heart, you're going to take the hands out in front of you, keeping pinky and thumb together. Open the fingers out. This is the heart mudra. Turn your gaze down into the center of the flower of your heart. Palms together, peace and namaste. I hope you enjoyed this heart opening practice. Please, if you did, like and comment down below. And if you are not a subscriber, click that subscribe button for more practices like this, as well as longer and shorter videos. Yoga, yin yoga, restorative yoga, mindful living tips, and myofascial self-massage release. Let me know what you think. If you're interested in certain practices, please also send me a message via YouTube, Facebook, or my email, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season and your heart is filled with open compassion and gratitude. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.